Everything in your music career is downstream from this one thing. It's not your talent, it's not connections, it's not your gear, it's just showing up again and again and again and again. Consistency is the name of the game. But one thing that not a lot of people are talking about is that consistency gets easier when it's fun. So how do you make it fun? Right now I'm listening to a book called Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. This researcher studied the flow state, which is those moments when you kind of lose track of time and work just flows, it just becomes effortless. And he found something critical, which he talks about in the book, and that's when flow happens. Flow happens when your skill level matches the challenge that you're facing. Think of it like a video game. If you start a video game and you're fighting level 46 final boss, you're going to get overwhelmed, frustrated, think this game is not for me. And you'll probably quit very fast. But if you're a few levels up and you actually need to play level 1 final bosses again, you'll get bored of it. You'll zone out and you'll probably quit as well because it's not engaging anymore. It's too easy. But when you're fighting the bosses that are designed for your level, that's where it gets fun. That's how they make these games work. You beat a boss, you level up, so you want to keep playing. That's where he believes optimal experience live, when skill level matches the challenge level. And that's how I tell all my students to think of their music production journey. In a way, I think that producers that are more consistent just find a way to make it fun for themselves. They're fighting the bosses that are in their level. If you're starting out and you're trying mixing and mastering, if you saw this really cool tutorial about how to make this crazy sound design technique, but you're just starting out, you're going to get overwhelmed, frustrated, and it will stop being fun. So your only way through is with discipline, which for the majority of us, we have limited tanks of discipline in us. So eventually you'll just stop showing up. And it's not because you're not talented or you don't want it enough. It's because you're trying to beat level 46 bosses when you're in level 2. It is inevitable for you to stop. So when a beginner producer joins the academy and we're working on getting him to where he wants to get to, which if you want, you can go and check out my last video about focus, which talks about aiming exactly to where you want to aim so you know what you need to work on. Once we know what it is that we want to work on, I can tell him from the perspective of someone that's been where he is and knows how to get to where he wants to be. It'll be easier for me to dictate that this is your final boss. In this lesson, we're not going to learn how to warm up the 3000 hertz so your synths will spark a bit. We're going to make the sub and the kick work together without interrupting each other, or something comparatively simple. If you're just starting, start with a good 8-bar loop. You don't need to finish a track yet. If you have a good master loop, just try to arrange it. You don't have to have perfect transitions and a really clean mixdown. Progress one technique at a time. Beat the boss, feel the progress, and level up. And the thing that I find when you follow this and you're really transparent with yourself on where it is that your level is, I can see my students sending me stuff after our lesson where I'm genuinely surprised they did the thing. This is how you learn fast, which creates progress, which creates enjoyment, which is fun, which makes you show up again and again and again without even thinking about it, with wanting it. That's consistency. But here's the thing that you're actually building. It's not discipline, right? It's not willpower. It's inevitable consistency. It's the beginning of an obsession. And if you can turn your passion to obsession, it's going to be really hard to stop you from getting to where you want to get, because you're going to want to be there. I'll just say it again. Everything is downstream from showing up. A clean mix down, a new sound design technique, finishing your album, all of those things are downstream from you showing up. And yes, discipline can be good, being passionate about it can be good, but if you can get your sessions to be fun, it's going to be inevitable that you're going to be consistent. When you stay consistent, everything compounds. Your skills deepen, the opportunities will start coming, not because you forced them, but because you stayed consistent long enough to get really good. And much later, after you've beaten the final boss of level 112, I think that's where the experimental phase kind of starts. In the end of the day, we want to experiment. We want to explore sound. You want to push the boundaries of music, of your skills. You want to create your heart out and find your unique sound. At some point, that's how your boss would look like. It's also where your greatest work is going to happen. And on top of that, it's also one of the hardest plateaus in almost everyone's careers. Because in a way, it's not technical anymore. It's artistic. It does come from inspiration. You do need the lightning to strike. Way more. But still, you only get to it through consistency. And consistency is inevitable when it's fun. So here's a practice for you. Before each session, choose your level boss and just ask yourself transparently, what is one thing that I can beat today in my current skill level? Don't go with what would make this perfect or what would make me professional. Just ask what challenge matches where I am right now. Just small, specific, and beatable today in this session. And as you progress, notice when you're fighting the wrong boss, if things become too overwhelming for you, if the last 5 sessions you've had, you've just become frustrated, maybe you're fighting a too high of a level boss. If you feel like that's inevitable and still you get frustrated every time you're trying to get there, maybe it's time to get a mentor, to get a private lesson to know how to get from here to there without getting frustrated. Maybe you need a bit of help to get to the next level. Overall, a mentor or someone that's already been where you are and is where you want to be will have the best advice for you because they can see the map. They can know better what you're doing wrong and what's the fastest way forward for you on a technical level. In this way, you optimize for fun. And if you optimize for fun, you'll get obsessed with creating music. If you're going to be one of those people that are getting obsessed with music production, you're probably going to get better faster than anyone else. Everything is downstream from fun when it comes to getting a skill like this. And by the way, this same method goes hand in hand with the business side of your music career. For example, for me, half a year ago, I decided to start posting every day on social media. Considering that that is the only thing that's under my control, that's what I decided to do. And you can control the algorithm. I can control which record label signs me and who listens to my music. I can control if I go viral. I can control how many likes and comments I'm going to have on that post. I can only control the output that I'm going to put out to the. So choosing consistency and the thing that I can actually control, I decided to post every day for 3 months. I decided to post every day for 3 months. Funny to say, but that decision changed my life. And now I live completely off of music through my music academy gigs, royalties, and all the other bits. Being consistent of posting a post every day is a level boss that I could have beaten. Creating a YouTube video was something a lot of levels up. My first YouTube video are way worse than this one because I slowly beat the bosses in my levels, matching the challenge to the skill. So every session and every time I show up, I feel progress made me grow so fast in my business and in my music. Everything else, the skills, the music releases, the career, the breakthroughs, all of it is downstream from consistency and showing up. I hope this helped. I really recommend checking out the book Flow that I talked about in the beginning of this video. You can also check my other video of the 3 F's framework where I go with focus, fast, and fun. This is one of these topics. And in any way, have a great day. And I hope this was of value to you.